Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for Cancer here in early August? What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in early August 2024. What's happening? What are these energies? What messages can we get for our good friends? Okay, so this is a very common theme and thread that I've been seeing through a lot of the Zodiac for a couple weeks now. So yeah, it looks like Cancer's up to bat. I always like this guy's haircut. I feel like it's interesting. It's intriguing, just the way it's shaped. But this is a big card of the past, and we'll talk about it more in depth. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card that I enjoy so much. It doesn't show up all the time, but we see this finely dressed gentleman, and it looks like he's looking at some old school film. He's looking at some home movies there. So there are little undertones of like keeping yourself entertained and stuff like that. But something that not a lot of people know is the image that he is looking at is another card that's within this deck, and they're both kind of looking in the past, looking behind them. So this is very much similar to a Six of Cups type of energy. So for the Cancerians in this time, you might be taking some walks down memory lane, reliving the past, thinking about memories. This is a time where situations or things could really start to resurface when this card shows up in the mix. But again, this could represent somebody that you just have a long link with, a long history when it's Six of Cups energy. But there is that tie to the past. Now, the reason I say it could be something about entertaining yourself or keeping yourself entertained or even having fun is because this guy is literally watching a movie. So for some Cancerians out there, maybe you just need to have a little bit of fun or cut loose. That's very possible when this energy's in the mix. But there is that tie to the past. So we're just going to leave him over there, let him enjoy his movie. Let's get into tarot now. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Cancerians, please. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Surprising Talk. Now, always remember with these readings, the energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. And that's something I picked up in multiple places for a lot of Cancerians. You might have been having conversations they weren't expecting to have, or possible conversations with people you weren't expecting to hear from. And that could still bleed over, so keep that in mind. But yeah, we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get 3 cards to start. What do we have here for my Cancer friends? The Cancerian Collective. Please and thank you. Okay, we do have the King of Swords. Okay. Very strategic, air sign energy here. Cerebral, very mental type of energy as well. I feel like it's an energy of inspecting something. I don't know why that's coming out so early. Let's get a couple more here. Could be something you're like scrutinizing or inspecting, or vice versa. You might be under the microscope. That King of Swords. Okay, we got the Queen of Wands. So it seems like similar to the Capricorn reading, you have a lot of people's energy around you, or at least affecting you. Already picking that up. Let's get one more. What do we have here for Cancer? Thank you. Okay. So we have the Seven of Swords, so there is still this little bit of energy of mystery around. And we will absolutely want to look into this one further and address it, because I feel like that card on the back end, it could go either way real quick. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, elementally, there is a lot of air energy here on the split ends. With the King of Swords, Seven of Swords, that's mental energy. It's about logic, clear mind, clear sight. It could also be communication, so similar to what we were seeing last week. We have two individuals, two people, we have some fire. So, I always say when we mix fire and air, that could be volatile, that could be a little unpredictable. Now, that could be a great mixture for action and moving things forward and things happening. That's not a stagnant energy whatsoever. So, things could be in a state of change, but things could happen fast and unexpectedly when I see this elemental mix. Let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, though. Position number one, the King of Swords. Now, a portion of you might just be connected to an air sign here. This could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If that's not the case, and remember, it's not gender specific. Kings represent control of the suit they're in. So I already told you, like the King of Swords is about the mind and communication. So for some of you, it could be trying to keep your mind straight, get your mind right, get in the zone, stay focused. This is a big determined type of energy. It's very stern. It's no nonsense. It's serious as well. So either there's a serious situation you might be dealing with or something that you should take seriously whenever we have the King of Swords. A big thing with this card as well is strategy, planning. And I also got that vibe in the very beginning that it's like, I'm looking at this, I'm inspecting this, or I'm searching for something, especially like with the Seven of Swords on the back end. So for some of you, whether you're under a microscope or someone's under yours, there's a lot of searching or inspecting here when this card's in the mix. So we'll see what's up with that when we get to the clarifier. One more thing with this King of Swords, aside from the seriousness, it's just extremely, extremely mentally active. So keep that in mind. But sometimes it could also be mean. All right, so that's something I want you to keep in mind. So you might have a little bit of an aggressive streak in you in this time, or this could be someone you're connected to that's acting a little more aggressive than they normally are. But moving to the center, we have a beautiful card, the Queen of Wands, so the fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If that's not the case, queens, as opposed to the kings, they represent the internal aspects of their suit. So the Queen of Wands to me is a big card of your inner energy to move things forward. So this is a big card of action. It's very fiery, building up the confidence. This is a huge card of self-confidence, how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself. Sometimes this shows up when you're changing something aesthetically. So whether you're working on your health, whether you're changing your hair, wardrobe, things like that. She's all about how one presents themselves to others. But again, this could just be other people. So when I see so many people, just know the energy of others could be really affecting you in different ways, whether it's for good, bad, or indifferent. So keep that in mind. And everyone knows the Cancerians are very in tune and sensitive individuals when it comes to subtle energies. That could be heightened when I'm seeing all these people and individuals. There's something here about self-confidence too, whether you or someone else. Now, when we get to the back end, this is what we're really going to want to inspect closest, is the Seven of Swords. Now, this card could either be a warning or it could be a mystery. You see this individual, they're making away with the sword. So I always say, yeah, this could be cautionary. Spirit could be telling you, okay, you need more facts or you need more information about something. In its roughest sense, this could represent an individual or a person that you should keep an arm's length from, someone that's not super trustworthy. It represents thieves and liars and stuff like that. But I don't want to only go negative with the Seven of Swords, because every card has a positive and a negative. When it comes to the positive aspects of this, like I was alluding to a little earlier, it could just represent something you don't quite see yet. So something that's surprising or unexpected, something that's out of our view, or something that hasn't really bubbled up yet. So we'll absolutely want to see what this is about, especially with the energy of all these people affecting the energy and affecting the flow. So we're going to put that Seven of Swords down right there. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for the Cancerians? God, Spirit Team. What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the King of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, King of Swords, what's happening? Why is this King of Swords here? Thank you. And very similar to what I was seeing in the very beginning, this could be someone that is a little on edge. Okay, so I'm not saying it's necessarily you. The Nine of Swords underneath the King of Swords, it's like, all right, now I need to get my mind right. I need to think clear about this. I need to stay focused. So for a portion of you, maybe that is something or a piece of advice that Spirit might be trying to send to a lot of Cancerians is like, hey, eye on the prize, stay focused, keep your mind and your thought process right. The Nine of Swords is a very tense, nervous type of energy. And even in reverse, it still carries those. So just know there might be someone around you that's either a little bit high strung, nervous, or anxious when this is in the mix. But I like that it's in reverse because it's telling me like, all right, well, it's not all consuming this energy. But yeah, there is this really strong energy around mental focus, especially with all of this sword energy. I still have the explosive vibes, and I want to, that's why I really want to get to the back end here. I think this front end is just very simple and straightforward. So we're just going to leave it as it is. Let's keep pressing forward to the Queen of Wands. So again, yeah, this could just be someone trying to keep their mind right, or they're stressed, anxious, nervous. Worst case scenario, this could be someone purposely trying to ignore something or keep it out of mind. So like I'm getting little tones of that as I'm like trying to move forward. It's like someone's like purposely not looking at something or purposely keeping it out of their mind. Let's move over to the Queen of Wands. Like I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to focus on it. So why is that Queen here? What is she about? Please. Thank you. Okay. So we do have the Five of Wands in reverse. This could absolutely be somebody that wants to make peace, try to build a bridge or rebuild a bridge. I don't know why it's coming through in this particular way. It feels like some of the earth signs and the water signs are coming through very uniquely this week. Now, the Five of Wands, you see it. It's a card where people, they're literally beating the tar out of each other with sticks. It's conflicted. Notice that it shows up here in reverse. So I am getting this energy like, yeah, I'm not going to think on it. I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to fight against it. What I'm picking up here in the center is there could be a situation where like the more you fight against it or the more you struggle against it, the rougher it's going to get. So keep that in mind. Like if you are going through some difficult situations or serious situations, which could be the case, just know that the more like you struggle and fight, the more it could exasperate the situation. And I don't always say that. Listen, I'm a headstrong Aries. I have a Scorpio moon as well. I'm all about, going headlong into any problems or situations. But to me, it just feels like going with the flow for some reason is the best course of action. Like the more you fight against something or aggressively attack something, the worse it's going to get. Okay, so or either that or that's somebody else's mindset about this. But with the Five of Wands in reverse under the Queen of Wands, there could be someone that comes in with an apology or wants to build a bridge or make something right. So just keep that in mind. We're not going to spend all day on it. Let's keep moving forward. So unique, very unique. But I also want to say we still have all this fire and air. So although we have this energy that seems controlled, there's a certain unpredictability to it with all the fire, air, explosive energy. So let's go in on the Seven of Swords, and we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadows. So why is the Seven of Swords here? Please. Thank you. Seven of Wands, so all fire and air. So when I see the double sevens here on the background, Spirit could be trying to commune with you, send you signs, synchronicities, omens, and things like that. For a portion of you, yeah, there could be a serious or an explosive situation where it's very delicate, where it's like you might feel like you're walking on eggshells a little bit, or it's like, all right, well, if I step this way, things are going to spin out of hand, or if I step that way. Remember, if this isn't you, that could be how someone feels about a situation with you as well, where it's like, okay, if I upset this energy a little too much, things could really go off the rails. So keep that in mind. But I also get Spirit communing with you in a big way and helping to guide you, which is very important. Seven of Wands is similar to the Five of Wands, except this one is in the upright. So this is one that's willing to like battle and go forward. And I feel like it ties in with everything I was saying here about like if you're headstrong or if you fight against something too much, you're going to get more resistance than you might think. Okay, like with the Seven of Swords obscuring it and the Seven of Wands, there's more resistance here in this situation than you might think. But I feel overall, this is either an explosive situation where it could like really pick up business real quick, or it's just something where you need to treat it lightly. That's like the big thing, either serious or just treat it lightly, especially with all this fire air in equal proportions. Okay, so let's go through and do a quick recap, Cancer, because we have a lot of different things going on here. So please if you look here in the box before we get into the shadow card, we have some repeating themes. We have double court cards. We have double sevens. We have 3 fire. We have 3 air. So it's like this mixture of things starting to happen. But we have the King of Swords with the 9 of Swords in reverse. And I do get a few different energies here of someone being a little tense, a little bit on edge, but they're trying to keep their mind right, mind focused. And there could be something where someone's purposely trying not to look at it or say, I'm just going to keep it out of my mind. Like, I'll address this another time. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Wands with the 5 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, there's this vibe of someone trying to make nice, possibly apologize or build a bridge. But another thing I'm picking up here is like fighting against something is going to bring you a lot more resistance than you might think. Like, now might be the time to go with the flow. You could fight later. Now might be the time to just let things roll as the universe lays it out. Because when we get to the back end, that's why I'm saying this could either be a serious or an explosive situation that feels a little volatile. 7 of Swords with the 7 of Wands. There are signs and intuition from spirit, but to me it felt like someone walking on eggshells a little bit, where it's like, all right, well, I don't want to upset this situation too much. So I do feel like it needs to be handled delicately, where something or someone needs to be handled with delicately. And if this isn't you, this could be how someone else is feeling in regards to a situation with you, where it's like, okay, one wrong step and it's all gonna go up in flames. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows here. And the odd thing about the reading this week, Cancer, is although I have like some cautions, I do feel like it's headed in the right direction, which is a good thing. But let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, shadow card time. Why is it here? Thank you. And surprise, surprise, we have more fire showing up within the shadows. But it is the 1111 card, the 4 of Wands. And I did say within the main part of the reading itself with the repeating numbers and signs, synchronicities, omens. And even with that energy in the beginning, like feeling more in tune and intuitive, this is very strong for that. Now, I love the 4 of Wands because it does speak about some stability that could be coming in. This is a card of celebration. It's a card of happiness. So just know, I mean, at some point, this really could turn in your favor and get a positive result. But a big thing here is paying attention to the signs with the 4 of Wands. That's my biggest card of omens from spirit. So I feel like for a lot of you, follow that strong Cancerian intuition, watch for the signs and synchronicities. But this is a good shadow card to have. I mean, unless you're going through something where it's like, oh, this is never going to change, or it feels like you're running into a brick wall. To me, I do feel like there is some nice, stable energy that's coming down the pipeline here, which is really good. So, all right, Cancer, lots of fire this week. It's all good, though. We're going to put that 4 of Wands right there. That's what I have for you, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.